Hey, Nay.
Hey, Mariah.
What are you doing at my house? I'm so happy you're here. I'm just shocked.
Yeah, I have your car.
Oh, yeah.
And I was bringing it back, but I just, wanted to know if you wanted to come and chat.
Like a car chat?
Yeah, like now.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, so this is your car.
Yeah, so there's a rule.
Oh, okay.
I always wear these when I drive.
Really?
Well, because I don't like driving with sunglasses because I don't like the tint. But this I kind of look over. And it gives like the Matrix, so I feel like you have to try them on.
Okay.
This should be your new look. Nay.
Wait, what does it
Wait,
look
Nay,
like?
it's giving
I don't
like
know.
you in a tiny glass is like kind of stunning.
Everything is stunning.
Everything is stunning. No, that looks good on you. I like it. Do you like driving my car?
I do. There's power. I feel like there's power behind it, and it feels good.
Okay, good.
And it feels like not, when you press the brakes on a new car and you're like,
yeah,
like it doesn't
like
do that. Like literally, everybody's like, the seatbelts start like holding you here, and it's just too much.
She's a chill vibe for sure.
Yes. Okay, I have a question for you. Because you know what we do on the car chats, we chat.
I do.
Chat. What is your favorite Christmas song?
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh, yes.
It's the best Christmas song. Which you consider like that, I feel now is like a classic Christmas song.
Yes.
Like in the catalog of like classic. That's like really hard to do.
You can't like
to make a new classic.
Hello.
And she did that.
And she did it, but like in the 90s.
The best time in history was the 90s, in my opinion.
I think you're right. I was a 90s kid. 80s baby though.
Don't want a lot for Christmas.
Oof.
There is just one thing I need.
Just gives me chills.
I don't care about the presents.
I don't care.
Underneath the Christmas tree.
Cause why?
I just want you for my own. More than you.
Oof. So good.
Nobody sings like her.
Nobody.
Like, I love her.
I love her so much. You better do the run exactly the same. I just want to like go like this. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I just want to be like, you know what I mean?
Hey. And I'll be at it.
That's okay.
That's Melody Daniels singing.
I was just about to say that. She's a legend.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Who was she singing about? She didn't care about the present.
Hello?
She didn't care about Santa. She didn't care about snow. But this man, or whoever, she said you. That's a lot to give up.
That is.
All the presents under the tree. Who is this person?
This is love.
This is real
This
love.
is
It's
real
kind of
love.
toxic.
No, I'm like wondering, like,
It's giving codependent relationships. Hold on. What more can I do? She'll do
but
anything.
is she begging?
Like, where is he?
But are they together?
Like,
or she's like, is she saying, hold on, wait.
No, I
hold
think
on.
Like, where is he? And like, why isn't? Okay, lights are shining.
So brightly everywhere.
Is he ghosting her? She doesn't even care about the children laughing, filming air. Where is he? Please bring my baby to me. This could go a lot of directions.
This could. I want to believe it could be a crush.
That
which
she's like,
which I don't like.
Me neither.
Because I feel like now you're just like,
But then if it's her boyfriend, like, is he avoiding her? And, like, why?
No, he could be. They could be in a long distance relationship.
Okay.
And
She's in New York, he's in LA.
yes. Because, first of all, they're working.
But why isn't he on a flight? No one's doing anything.
No.
On Christmas Eve, no one's working.
Well, she doesn't know, so that's what she's asking Santa.
But why is your
Bring my
man not
baby.
there for you? Where is he?
Mimi, I feel like you
No, I'm just saying, like, what's going on? Listen to her. Desperate for him.
I actually hate this now.
No, it's a good thing.
Because
maybe he's a worship leader and he can't get out of Christmas Eve service to come fly and be with her.
yes. Or maybe he's deployed overseas.
I was gonna say that.
Because I know a lot of people, like, do that.
Whoa.
Like, they sing the song for their, like, loved
Wait,
ones
that's
and
so
stuff.
sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't think
let's
he's
go with that.
ghosting her. Because that would make me sad.
It wouldn't be okay.
And who would ghost Mariah? You need
Oh
to
my
get-
goodness. We're in so much traffic.
I know.
I don't want it. I want to, like, do an illegal turn.
I love that. I won't tell anything. And our YouTube watchers won't tell anything.
They will tell. I don't want to get pulled over by the police in
Oh, please. That
Tennessee.
would be, that you do not. And the only 2 times I've gotten pulled over, once was I was like babysitting for somebody, and they moved to a new house, so I hadn't been. So I was, like, kind of lost, and I think I, like, rolled through a stop sign, but I think I totally paused. But this cop pulled me over, and I got so scared that I started just hysterically crying because I was terrified that I was literally going to go to jail. And I think he scared me, but then I started sobbing, so I think I scared him. So then I rolled the window down and I burst into tears, and he goes, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay." He was like, "I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you." I was like, "I'm so sorry, officer. I don't know." And he was like, "It's okay, it's okay." And he literally was like, "Do you have tissues?" Like, he was concerned for me. He did still give me a ticket, which
Okay, I was wondering. I'm like, did it get you out of the ticket?
No. He did still give me a ticket, and I was like, but I cried, you know? like,
Right, because I'm thinking, like, after all those tears.
He was just like, don't let it happen again. I think, you know what it was? I think I was going, no, that was another time I was speeding. One time I was speeding, and I will admit that. I was speeding because I was working at a church, and I decided on my lunch break that I didn't like my outfit. And I just, you know when you don't like your outfit and it's throwing you off?
No. Actually, I do.
You're just like, why did I put this on? And you're just like uncomfortable.
Yes, all day. And
you
it
just
literally.
don't feel like yourself.
Yes.
So during my lunch break, I was like, I'm just going to go change really quick. And I was speeding to change. And I did explain this to the police officer.
Okay, I would have given you the ticket too.
He literally was like, why are you speeding? I said, I really hated my outfit. I had to go change it.
That is so silly and hilarious.
It was really funny.
So this is why I only want to wear leggings and a hoodie.
Yeah.
Or this Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
Because, like, everything else is uncomfortable. Yeah. And I don't want it. I think when you wear clothes, you should feel good.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just comfort in terms of, like, physical comfort, but comfort that leads to confidence.
Yes.
Like, you are who you are. Mm-hmm. It's such an expression of
it really is.
You.
Yeah.
You know, what you choose to put on.
I totally agree. There are certain things, like, that I know I'll be doing, and I'll feel like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what's going on. But when I picture the outfit I want to wear for something, sometimes it just helps me get excited for things. Like, remember in school? Like, the first day of school. What did you do?
Yeah, you planned your outfit.
You planned your outfit.
I actually planned the whole first week.
I live every day like that. I live every day like first day of school outfit. Because sometimes, like, this is a little morbid, but sometimes I'm like, what if the rapture happens? Like, I want a bomb outfit to be left on the ground. Just as my last mark.
That is hilarious. I'm like, you want the pile of clothes to be
fire. Like a fire fit. Like, Mariah went out in a fire outfit.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because I heard you just did a a couple months ago, you did a video, a talk to me with my bestie, G. Morris Coleman. Yep. And you told everybody that you used to be a youth pastor.
I did.
Why did you do it then?
So I don't know. I grew up in church, and there was always a conversation around like your purpose. Like I feel like especially young people that grow up in church, like people would always say like you're a world changer, or like you're like God's purpose for you is so big. And that was like, it kind of haunted me a little bit because I couldn't figure out what my purpose was. Like, and I felt a lot of pressure to know what that was. And there were certain categories, right? Like for me, in my little world, it was like, your purpose could be you're a worship leader. Your purpose could be you write devotionals. Your purpose could be you are a youth pastor. And so I graduated high school really, really young, and I ended up not going to college. So I just I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was leading worship, but as a volunteer. And then I got offered a youth director position, and I said yes, and it was great, but I definitely didn't know what I was getting into. And honestly, I was not very good at it. I was not a good youth pastor.
Why did you say you weren't good?
Because one, I was homeschooled, so I was never around teenagers ever in my life. And so I don't know what made me think that I would be good at being around teenagers like as my job. And also, so I was 20 when I started. So I was like pastoring kids that were like 17. That were like 17, 18. That would usually kind of be my peers. And I'm like trying to help guide them. And I knew I wasn't good at it when like they would ask me questions and I'd be like, that's such a good point. I would be like, that is such a good question, Stacey. Like, that is, I will get back to you on that. But it wasn't that I was bad at it. I just think that I ended up being more of like, maybe it was good that I ended up being more of a friend. So I think a lot of my kids trusted me. And I loved it. I loved working with parents and students and everything.
Would you do it again?
I would do it again as a volunteer.
Okay.
And it isn't that I'm like, getting paid to work out of church. Like, I have nothing against that. Obviously I grew up in a family that like, we were always at church, and that was the thing. But I think I started treating a get to like a got to, because it was my job.
Yes.
And it was hard to separate, things, because it was my whole life. And again, I just was really young, and I think I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just making it up as I go, which isn't bad, but I don't know. But it feels like another life. But yeah, I would do it again as a volunteer, but I don't think as like my career.
I love that. I think a lot of people that leave from a position like that go, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Rather than say, okay, I would do it again. Like maybe the work is worthwhile, but not the way that I did it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I love you. I think you're not limited in your thinking in terms of like, yes, no. Like there's more than just the black and white. Yeah. So I love that. I think that makes me see you in a different light, but not really. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like I can, it's like I see you in a different light.
Yeah.
I know
it's
that's
like
what I said, but
it's
it's
another puzzle
like,
piece to like my life, I guess. I don't know. But I think there was a lot, because I did it for a while, and then I was like, I feel really like burned out, which is why I stopped. Like I was really burned out. And again, I didn't really know how to compartmentalize properly. And there was like a lot of shame around, like I felt like I had failed because I had done it for so long. I had built something, and then I just very abruptly was like, mentally, you talk about mental health all the time. Like mentally, I wasn't in a good place. So to lead people spiritually, but to be like really depleted on the inside, I had to choose, because I was like, I'm either going to lead from an empty place and become like a caricature of myself, and like maybe a really good pastor, but like maybe a really bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to choose, and then I felt like I was letting everyone down. Like, have you ever been in that position where you've had to like pause things to take care of yourself? Because I still feel bad about it to this day. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, yeah. Like, you know
why? But is that residual guilt from church culture, or is that real? Like, okay, maybe it was a good thing.
Residual.
Yeah.
Because and at the time too, a lot of people were like, "This is your purpose, and this is God's calling on your life." And when people are telling you that, and you want to believe it so badly, but you don't feel necessarily that same fervor and urgency and passion for something, and you're like, "Am I missing like God's calling? Am I missing God's will?" Then I walked away from it, which I do believe was like my life, kind of the path, you know, rearranged itself in a good way for me. But mentally, I guess in ministry, like, yeah, how do you take care of your mental health, like, as somebody in ministry?
So it's interesting, because I think that there are two phases of that space. I think rest is really important, but not rest the way people think, like go on vacation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that that's really the rest that God has prescribed for us. And I think that rest comes in a bunch of different ways. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of my pet peeves is people asking me if I'm resting.
Mm-hmm.
That really boils my biscuits.
What do you think?
Because I think, which is not good. Like a cooked biscuit. Okay, like
what
a raw biscuit boiled is like a dumpling, which is nice. But I'm talking about a baked biscuit, and then somebody puts that in hot water. That's disgusting.
I've never heard of that in my
exactly.
life.
Think about how nasty.
I never want to boil.
You don't biscuit. Ever want to boil my biscuit. What's interesting though, is that earlier today you would be like, "How you asked me something similar, but it didn't bother me."
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God,
I was gonna say something then, but I'm glad I didn't, because then we can have this conversation now.
Okay, I love that. Because earlier we were talking about your schedule.
Right. And you were like, "How are you getting rest?"
I'm like,
I like that question rather than like, "Are you getting rested?" Yeah. I hate it.
I just genuinely was curious, like, when are you going to go to sleep? I love to sleep, and like, when do you get to do that?
But here's the thing, I do sleep.
That's good.
I sleep. Naomi knows how to go home and say goodnight and go to bed.
I appreciate that about you.
And because there are spans of time, I was talking about this, like my husband works 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then sometimes, and honestly, most times, he does a 12-hour day. Mm-hmm. He'll do overtime.
Oh my gosh.
And he'll do overtime for like 3 months straight.
No.
And nobody asks him, like, are you resting? Like he's
they're like, "You good dog?"
Right. It's like, you making that money. You know, like,
that's so
there's
true.
a difference. Like, I feel like with men, okay,
that's so true.
Let's do it. I feel like with men, nobody's really asking men that, like, are you resting? Are you getting your rest in? I think with women, it's like, oh, because you're a wife and a mom.
Yeah.
Like, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know, because men are able to go out and get the bacon or whatever. Is that how this is? Bring home the bacon. I'm like, they're going to get bacon.
They're getting the bacon. They're boiling biscuits.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
I'm doing this because
I love that.
I'm gonna turn around and do something else. So all this traffic is making me sad.
I know. It's like, what is this, rush hour? What is this, Manhattan?
Huh?
Who does Nashville think it is?
Who does Nashville think it is? I love that. I'm gonna turn here.
Okay.
And do the things. But yeah, like, I feel like men get a different pass than don't worry, don't run. I'm like, y'all got it, y'all are good. They were really about to run. They were like,
the terror in their eyes.
I will not hit you, I promise.
Oh, that was so funny.
So yeah, like, people don't do that to men. Or people might see the pace and go, oh my God, like, you're doing so much. If I were doing this, I would be blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's true. It's just not my story.
Yeah.
And so I don't like the insinuation of it. because it almost says like, well, you don't understand, or you can't be resting.
Yeah.
I believe that we are supposed to have one day off from our work. That's what my Bible says.
Yeah.
And I take a Sabbath. I have a Sabbath. I have a day where I do not work. But there are some things that I say yes to that maybe I could have said no to.
Yeah.
I believe that God has given me a grace for that.
Yeah.
There is grace, and I think when you are living in your purpose and when you are called to that, and this is getting back to answer your question that you asked me, I think when you are living in your purpose and you are living in that place, then that the Lord gives you grace to do the things, and He also gives you warnings on when you need to sit and rest or say no and take a break and do that. But I think I'm finding that there's this almost like condescending thing that mostly comes to the women.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh my God, you're doing so much, you're doing so much. I couldn't imagine. And it's like, well, maybe it's not your purpose.
That's just not your thing.
It's not your thing.
Yeah. But it's mine, and like, that's cool.
Right.
Like, that's okay. And I think that you juggle everything really well. Like, I've known you for a while, and like your kids, like your family, I just think it's really cool because you are very busy. But I think you do a really good job.
I'm trying.
I really do.
It's not perfect.
Not trying to
I think
butter
I'm
your biscuits or anything.
Hello, because then if somebody boils them, what do we do?
But you know what I mean? And like, it is, I just think, I think everyone has a different capacity. I'm a people pleaser, and it's what I'm working through. I'm really bad at saying no. I will feel I'll feel so guilty, and then it's like a mix of like people pleasing and like a little sprinkle of FOMO, and then a little sprinkle of like, then I do too much, and then I get burned out socially, and then I like hide for 2 months.
Right.
Then I have so much FOMO because I've missed too much of stuff. Then I'm like, I gotta go to everything. It's a vicious cycle.
It's a cycle. But so then, okay, this now goes to my other thing, right? Maybe the people-pleasing thing is because we have not developed real, true, good, deep relationships with people.
Yes.
So like we were talking about like some of our church culture, maybe that exists because there's not actual real deep relationship.
Yeah.
And we are so concerned with letting people down or disappointing anybody that we are not actually being honest. Like, you know what would disappoint somebody? If you fell asleep on the road, that would really disappoint me. If you fell asleep and died.
At the table. At the table. Well, why did you come all the way here and I'm narcoleptic at the table?
Would be like, oh, man,
if you like Mimi, you should probably stay at home, you know? But no, that's so true.
Like, sorry, I'm so morbid. I always go to death. I'm
me
like,
too.
You gotta do an accident and die.
Literally me too. I literally said I pick out my outfits for the rapture, so I think we're on the same page.
I think we kind of need to stop it.
Yeah, we need to be like life-giving. Yes. Like, there's an abundance of life. Like, what is wrong with us? But I think the same thing, and again, like, okay, so when I was working at church, and even not, like, I don't want to,
it's not just church.
Yeah, it's not just church. So like, to all my church people, I love you. But but my job was to connect with people, like, actually, because if you think about it, someone that's looking after your kids and like spiritually guiding, we had like 5th grade through high school, so lots of kids, and you have to connect with the kids, you have to connect with their parents and your volunteers as well, and like, you kind of don't have it, like, you're not going to click with every person, right? And that's really just normal. But in that environment, I felt like if I didn't have like a deep, or what felt like a deep connection with every person, like, I was failing. So then what you do is kind of manufacture, you know, and it's not from a bad place of like, well, I just want everyone to like me, but and I think especially as someone who grew up with like parents in ministry, and it's nobody's fault. It's just something that happens to where you want to be agreeable. Yeah. You want to be easy to be around. Yep. You want people to feel comfortable. Yep. You want to connect with people. And I thought for honestly a long time, because I was doing that, things got my relationships were very shallow because it was very much, you know, that thing of like, you're just giving yourself so that someone, you know, does like you, that they do feel good around you or whatever, for a greater purpose, like, of course. But after doing that for so long, there was literally a point where I felt like I don't know how to connect with people anymore. I don't know how to have friendships where I can share like the ugly parts of me or the things I don't really like, because it'll disappoint the person, you know, it'll disappoint people. And like, I spent a year in therapy and just like alone, and I really had to unlearn a lot of behavior, because I didn't like being that way. I didn't like feeling that way. And even though it started as something with a good intention, I think it morphed into this like rising, my confidence would rise and fall on if somebody liked me or not, or liked being around me or connected with me, you know what I'm saying? And so I just started saying yes to everything, agreeing with everything maybe I didn't agree with. You don't want to like I didn't want to disappoint anybody, and I've just learned that's not always realistic.
I think that we go after what's convenient and what we think is going to make us feel really good.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. And I wish that people were probably a little more honest in saying, hey, like leaders, like, hey, everybody's not going to be a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And there's a way to have not surface relationships, but like to be relational with people without necessarily having to go deep. Because I don't think it's fair to expect everybody to go deep.
Yeah. And like be like,
yeah, like, And I think that we have to learn how to have different levels and layers of relationship, and not let that be disappointing.
Yeah,
just let it be what it is.
Yeah, and maybe it'll grow.
Yes.
I was talking to someone the other day, it's so random, and we were like, we just kind of become friends, and this person was like, what are your like tiers of friendship? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, how do you categorize people in your life?
Oh wow.
And yeah, you can do it right here. And I was like, I never really thought about it like that, but it is true. Like, you kind of, for me, I have like acquaintances and people that I know and really like, and then I have people that really, really know me, like really know me, and then I have people that really know me and I really know them, and like there's a lot of trust there. You know what I mean? And just letting things be what they are. Like, it doesn't have to be. I felt like I had to be mad close with every person, or I was doing
not
a bad
friends,
job.
or or like not a good person or a nice person.
Yeah, but it's funny because I feel like I've unlearned that, but it's still, there's still a little residue from it.
Okay. On that note, I got your gift.
No.
Yes.
I love presents. No.
Yes, I got you a gift. So, would you like me to tell you what they mean?
You really got me a Christmas present?
I did.
I love presents.
I did.
I'm gonna get you a present.
No, don't worry about it. I don't want a present. You are the gift. Okay. Do you want me to tell you? Okay, it's a token. It's very small. It's not a lot.
I love small things.
But I think I can tell you what it means now or later when you open it. After you open it.
Okay, I'll open it first.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I really do love presents.
Yay.
I'm so excited.
The words that I give you are the gift. It's two.
Okay. Pulling it out. Oh my gosh, cute.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, stunning. Love Jo Malone.
Love Jo Malone.
I love to smell good. Oh my gosh. This is such a good brand. I love Drunk Elephant.
So first,
my skin is gonna glow and I'm gonna smell so good.
Yes.
Because of you.
So let me tell you, Drunk Elephant, I like to just give people stuff that I really like. I really love Drunk Elephant as like a brand. It's really clean and all of that. But there is a okay, this is called Somewhere It's Summer. So it's really about the words. The words are the gift, not the actual thing. Okay. So Somewhere It's Summer. I wanted this for you because I feel like everywhere you go, you bring, you're stunning and you bring all of that. And this is about like bronzer and all of that, but it's this warmth and heat from the sun. And I think you embody that. You embody like warmth, heat, and brightness all together. And I want you to know that I'm like super grateful that I know you, and I know like I don't do the thing of like I don't see you and I'm like, oh, she's like a little girl or young woman. I look at you like a person. But then sometimes I actually think and I go, oh, like Mariah is still very young and she's on the brink of like, we haven't even seen, we have not even seen like this is the tip of the iceberg. And so I want you to know, like, I see so much in you. And every time I talk to Morris about you all the time and I'm like, this one.
I love you so much.
This one. We gotta watch out.
Stop.
For.
I
no,
love
wait,
you.
say the hug. Okay.
That's the nicest thing ever.
Yes. Okay, one more. So this Joe Malone set.
Not the warmth of the sun.
It's called, and I love Joe Malone. I love
Me too.
Now.
Stunning.
It's called the Discovery Collection.
Ooh.
And so literally it's the word. I feel like this is a season for you of discovery. And it's funny how we ended up
just talking
in
about
this
that.
conversation. This is a season for you of discovery, and I'm praying that you find the truth about yourself. I think, the enemy, people will present a lot of things that you could be, options, and the enemy will present you a lot of lies. But on the road to discovery, you really find what God has for you. God doesn't always just give you everything. He's not like that. He's like, okay, take a journey with me. Shameless plug. Okay, but like, take a journey with me. Let me show you something. Like, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Like, he wants us to learn and discover and find. The Bible says that it's the glory of a king it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, but it's the glory of kings to seek it out, to search it out. And so I feel like you are just a king, a queen, and search out, take the time. And I feel like you're doing that already. And I'm proud of you for what you've done and discovered so far. And I know there's so much more. And so I hope they smell good and feel good. But if anything, these are not the gift. The words are the gift. I love you so much. And
I love you.
You're special.
This means so much to me. I love you. I'm so happy you're in my life.
Yay.
Like forever.